Well, even though it is a natural part of life and something all of us will have to talk about at some point in our lives, death is a difficult subject for many people to discuss.
But there's a place to go that can help people gain a better understanding of the end-of-life process. John Keating is here to tell us more about Nuncius.com. John, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So, Nuncius.com, how is that a place to go to help?
Well, it's exactly as you said. It's a place that is designed to give people a better understanding of the end-of-life process, and this is done through user-submitted videos from people who may be battling a terminal illness, their family members, healthcare professionals, clergy members. We have a place for children. And it's really a time for them to go and to say what they believe to be the most important thing for other people to know. It doesn't necessarily have to be about their illness. It could be about how their perspective on life has changed, what they're looking forward to.
It really sounds like a very special resource for kind of anybody out there who's going through something difficult like this. And now, so John, I'm wondering, why did you create this site?
This was, it was inspired by my stepmother, who unfortunately lost her battle with breast cancer in 2012. And my business partner, Chris Gates, he and I happened to be driving the car one day and talking, and it just so happens that he is a charge nurse for one of the hospice cares here in Tucson. And we were talking about what had happened with Marilyn and decided that the experience that my father and I had, it's very similar to what a lot of people go through, but it's hard not knowing what to expect. So we wanted to create something to give people a better idea about what to expect when something like this happens.
And I love that you guys are both taking from personal experiences, so you know,
yes,
you know how this is going to affect people and their families. And I know you guys are doing a fundraiser for to help this keep going.
For we've started an Indiegogo campaign, which is very similar to like Kickstarter or GoFundMe. And what we want to do is we want to build a more a more advanced website. That is user-friendly and allows people to upload their own videos, their own articles, those sorts of things. And so we need a web builder to do that. We're also going to be, being hit with some pretty good legal fees. So that's what we're raising the money for, to continue to do this. It'll make it easier for the users.
Absolutely. And you also have a docu-series. So let's talk about that a little.
The Before I Go docu-series is something that we're really excited about, because what we'd like to do is, through the user-submitted videos, we'll take clips, what we call the gold nuggets, and put them together with other people who are similar to them in their beliefs, their ideas, that sort of thing, and run it as a documentary, a 1-hour documentary that people can go and look at each month. So each month we'll decide on a different topic, and we'll put those together for people ourselves.
So if somebody is thinking about making a video or making a submission, where do they even start?
Well, if they'd like to, if they're in the greater Tucson area, it's very simple. They can go to our website, Nuncius.com, and they can send us an email through the contact page telling us that they'd like to do so. And we will actually send a film crew out to them. We'll contact them and set up a time and help them make their videos. If they're not in the greater Tucson area, they can send us an email and we will tell them, we'll contact them and let them know how to get their videos submitted until we get our new site up and running.
And again, John, let's talk about, the kind of people you're hoping step up to make these videos. Who are you really looking for?
Anyone and everyone. This is open to anyone that has had any experience with terminal illnesses, losing a family member, working with people who have terminal illnesses, that feel they have something to say. And they're more than welcome to say it. And as I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be on that topic. It could be on what they perceive to be wrong with society, if they want to. It's their moment to stand up and say, this is what I believe, this is what I think.
And have you had so far some feedback on the videos that have already been submitted and shown?
We have, and one of them is from a young lady named Jacqueline who discussed losing her first patient, and it really shows how difficult it is for even healthcare professionals. You think they deal with it every day and they just kind of blow past it. They don't. It hurts when they lose.
So now we have this wonderful website with these different videos from all sorts of people dealing with all sorts of different issues. So who is that website really going to benefit?
It's going to benefit two people. First of all, the people who are going through, the family members who are living with someone who is battling a terminal illness, to give them an idea about what they may be able to expect if their family member, if their loved one should pass away. But probably more important than that, it's going to benefit people who have never had this type of an experience. Because one day, more than likely, we all will. And it's a good thing to know what's coming. So if they've been through it, they know exactly what we're talking about. If they haven't been through it, this is for them.
Absolutely. And then, John, what else maybe will we find on that website?
There's going to be news articles, links to news articles that we find. We're always looking for new research that's being done, so people can go and find those sorts of things. We're going to have a blog section set up once we get our news site up and running. So there'll be quite a few things for people to take a look at.
Wonderful. John, well, absolutely a wonderful resource for our community here, and I want to thank you so much for coming on and talking about it.
Thank you for having me, ladies. Appreciate it.
And to learn more, you can log on to Nuntius.com, and you can also find their fundraiser on Indiegogo.com by searching Nuntius.
And after the break, just when you think you have your vacation planned out perfectly, something can go wrong. A travel expert is here to help us avoid the 3 biggest mistakes. Stay tuned.
If I want to get internet, do I need cable? The short answer is no. The long answer is still no. Get CenturyLink Internet with speeds up to 40 megs for $20 a month for a year when bundled with a qualifying home phone plan. 12-month contract required. Speed may not be available in your area. Call 844-565-LINK.
I don't know about anyone else, but I'm not as fortunate as maybe celebrities like John Travolta, Morgan Freeman, who have their own plane.
Oh, you aren't?
Oh, yeah, like you got your own plane. So when my flight gets canceled, it puts a lot of stress on my traveling.
Well, and it seems like we hear of thousands and thousands of flights being canceled all the time. So that is why we have Joyce Gioia, USA Today's Road Warrior of the Year. She's here to tell us the 3 mistakes to avoid. So, Joyce, I have to tell you, I'm definitely one of these people that has had the canceled flight, and I think I'm probably also a culprit of one of these mistakes. So where do we start?
The first mistake to avoid is checking luggage. If you possibly can, carry on. The second mistake to avoid is staying in that gate area when your flight is canceled. And the third mistake to avoid is calling home.
Oh,
It's the first thing that most people do, but it's the biggest mistake.
Okay, now the first one makes a lot of sense because you want to have all your stuff with you if something happens and you have to change flights or stand by for the next flight.
That's correct.
Yeah, but the
That's
second
exactly
one, you're
correct.
saying don't stay in the gate area?
No, go to a different gate area. Let yourself be creative. Go to a different gate area where there's no line.
Oh, okay.
And wait for calling home. Let me tell you what my plan formula is to help people
Yeah.
to know exactly what to do when their flight is canceled.
All right.
The first is P. Pick up your cell phone. pick up your cell phone and call the booking organization, whether it's the airline, which is my preference because it gives me more flexibility, or maybe it's Expedia or Orbitz or a travel agent. Whatever it is, that's who can get you rebooked. The second is let yourself be creative. Consider other cities that you might fly into. For instance, San Diego's closed, fly into LA, or vice versa. A is for appreciation. Show your appreciation by smiling, by giving them gifts, small gifts. You know, gate agents are not beyond bribery. And who doesn't love cookies? Who doesn't love cookies, right?
That's a motivator for me, so I know.
And it's probably difficult what they're dealing with day in and day out. Angry people.
For sure.
I
for
like
sure.
that. I like that. Smile and small gifts.
And N is for negativity, which you want to let go of, because when you're smiling and other people are grumbling and complaining, you're going to be the first one that they rebook.
Well, it's kind of hard to stay on this positive note because it does seem like we're hearing more and more cancellations.
We
so
are.
it's going to be hard to keep that smiley face. Do you have an idea why it seems like we're hearing of that more?
I know exactly why.
Oh, this is I got to hear.
Well, I happen to be a strategic business futurist when I'm not talking about travel. And climate change is a reality. We're going to see more and more severe storms because we're giving Mother Nature the building blocks that she needs to create these bigger and bigger storms. The oceans are warming, more water is being evaporated into the air. As that happens, then it creates more opportunities to make bigger storms. That's just that simple.
So then let me ask you this. If I know I have a flight scheduled and maybe I'm flying through Chicago and I see that there is a storm headed straight for Chicago and my flight's the next day, is that something I can kind of prevent?
Yes.
I can call maybe the airline and say, look, I see this, can you put me through to a different city?
You could do that, and they will. They have a system where they will allow you to book into a different city. But the other thing you might want to consider doing is flying a day early.
Okay.
I needed to fly into Washington, D.C. for a board meeting, and I still got caught in the storm, and I ended up using my own advice, and I had to fly into Newport News, and then I drove from Newport News up to Washington, D.C. So you can help yourself. If I had waited and taken my regular flight, I never would have made it at all.
Yeah. It is. Like you said, think outside the box. Do things, that you're, the first thing is you want to pick up and call, mom, but call your travel agency. Let's get a solution in place.
First.
Joyce, we love when you come on. We love your formulas and helping us. I know a lot of people will be traveling this summer, so thank you so much.
My whole reason for being is to help people travel with less stress and more fun.
Oh, we love that. And to sign up for travel tips, you can log on to roadwarriorinsights.com. And to get in contact with Joyce, you can call 336-210-3548.